Let's go back to the issue at hand of this executive order and bring in our Sanjay Gupta, who has covered cannabis so extensively. What stood out to you in this announcement? How is this going to change things? What is it not going to change?
Well, it's not making cannabis legal. I think that was one of the big points that was made over and over again. It is still a controlled substance, and the discussion was really around medicinal use of cannabis, not recreational use. So, keep in mind again, there are these schedules of controlled substances, and they're basically scheduled from 1 to 5 based on how much benefit versus harm these substances may have. And cannabis, I think somewhat inexplicably, was sort of in the highest schedule for a long time, meaning it had no perceived medicinal benefit and had a lot of potential harms, such as heroin and LSD and ecstasy. And I think, a lot of people, many of the doctors in the Oval Office there, many of whom I've interviewed over the years for these documentaries, they have been making this point that it's very hard to collect the data showing the medicinal benefit if you've already classified it as a Schedule 1. So classifying it as a Schedule 3 sort of changes the optics of it, if you will. And I think the other big thing that stood out to me was this idea that at a federal level, at the Innovation Center at CMS, Dr. Oz talked about this, they're going to start doing these trials, and they're specifically going to do it in people over the age of 65. They're going to look at conditions like pain and sleep, and they're going to collect data. So, people over the age of 65, I think they said they will have the ability in these trials to have up to $500 worth of CBD provided to them to be part of these trials to see how well this works and compare it to other things that are already out there. So, it's a significant step on the accelerator with regard to cannabis.